Hi, I'm Jennifer of Celtic Knot Crochet, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to crochet the Repeat and Relax Infinity Scarf. This scarf has just a one row repeat, and you'll see it makes great texture and actually looks knitted. So it also has really nice drape when made with this cotton yarn by Yarn Bee. All those details are in the description below. I also show you coming up in the video. So make sure you click to subscribe, and then you'll find that you love, once you get the hang of this stitch, you'll love it because it'll work up very fast and it'll help you to unwind and relax, de-stress, and then at the end you'll have a beautiful scarf to either wear for yourself or give as a gift. So let's get started. To make this scarf, I used this beautiful colorway that I found at Hobby Lobby by Yarn Bee, Sugarwheel Cotton Sparkle. It's the color Just Relax. There's 335 yards in this one skein. I just love how it's cotton, but with some metallic sparkle and the shades of blue. And it says it's a lightweight yarn, so it's a little bit thinner than what you might make for a blanket. And I used size 5mm crochet hook. But since this is a stitch that uses an interesting technique of clusters, I'm going to show you with a little bit larger yarn and a larger hook. So for this project, you're going to chain 28, okay, of course this is larger yarn, so your scarf will not be this wide, but I have 28, and I'm going to skip the first 2 chains, and I'm going to start working in the 3rd chain. I'm going to put my hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then before I complete anything, I'm going to put my hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then chain 1. And I'm going to do that again in the next 2 chains. Put my hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, put my hook in the next one, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. And I'm going to continue that all the way across. I'll give you a little tip. When you are working, you always want to use all your fingers that you can. So I like to hold my crochet hook like a knife, and I grab the working loop with my thumb. That way it doesn't slide around like this. It stays put. And then I use my other hand to guide where I'm going to place the hook. So I put my hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now I have 2 loops on my hook, so I'm going to hold those with my right hand and keep them in place so I can go into the next chain. Now I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. So this is a very small cluster, but it makes for a really pretty stitch. So continue that all the way to the end. Here I am at the last 2 chains, hook in, pull through, hook in, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Now at the end of each row, you're going to chain 2 and turn it around. So this is what it looks like with thicker yarn. What we're going to do for this row, we're going to do for every row. So this is just a 1 row repeat. So you can see here is where all the clustered stitches ended up from the row before. But I want to work in this space just to the left of it. And you can see there's this vertical bar here and a vertical bar here. Those are our guidelines for where we want to put our hook. So I'm going to put my hook into the right of that bar and then to the left of that bar. Here's my 3 loops on my hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3, and chain 1. So it's the same that we did with the first row, but now instead of working into the chain, we're working into the stitches we've created. So see how these go sideways? I don't want those. That's the cluster from the row before. I want to work in this space and this space with that vertical bar in between. Can you see it? So put my hook in there, then put my hook in there, pull through all 3, and chain 1. So here's the next cluster, and then there's that vertical bar right here. See it? So hook in, pull through, hook in, pull through all 3, chain 1. And that's all there is to it. I'll show you how to work it in the actual yarn with the smaller hook. I think it goes pretty quickly once you get the hang of it. And again, if you're confused, pull it apart a little or pull it up a little. See, and then you can really see that vertical bar, that vertical loop pop out. And I know I'm going to go in that side of it and in that side of it. Like that. And then on that side. And then pull through everything and chain 1. And as you move along, you're creating great texture. Once you've done several rows of the stitch pattern, this is what it looks like. I love how there's texture, and you can't really see the rows. I like how it's kind of all blends together. Let me show you how it looks when you're working in this yarn. Chain 2 at the beginning, and then these are the 2 spots where I'm going to work into. I'm going to put my hook in here. See how there's this downward vertical loop? I'm going to put my hook on the right side of that loop and then on the left side of that loop. So I put my hook in on the right, yarn over, pull through, then I'm going to put my hook in on the left side, yarn over, pull through. Now I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then chain 1. And that's it. So then this now is finished, and here's that next vertical loop. So I'm going to put my hook in to the right and then to the left. 3 loops on my hook, and as you can see, that pulls up that vertical loop we were working around. And see, here is that next, this is a stitch here from the row before, but I don't want to work into that. I want to work to the left of it. So just be looking for those taller vertical lines. So there's a vertical one here, but it's low. This one goes up to the top of the stitch. Can you see the difference? So I'm going to put my hook in here, and then in the next one, yarn over, pull through, and chain 1. And I'll continue that all the way across. It's a 1 row repeat. Now the only tricky part to this is that when you get to the end, you'll see it looks a little different than it did during the row. So here's my last vertical tall loop. So I put my hook into the right of that, and then into the left, yarn over, pull through 3, chain 1. Now the last one here, I'm going to put my hook into this last space right here and pull up a loop, and then I'm going to put my hook through the turning chain, any loop you can find, and pull up a loop. and then yarn over, pull through all 3. So I'll do that again. So the very last space, I'm going to put my hook in, yarn over, pull through, then I'm going to put my hook into the turning chain, yarn over, pull up, and then yarn over, pull through all 3. And then I'll chain 2 because it's the end of the row, and then I just keep working that same thing back and forth all the way across. Now that my scarf has reached 58 inches long, there's a lot of give in the stitch, so you might want to go a little bit shorter if you want it closer up around your neck. And then I'm going to take the 2 short ends after I fastened off, or you don't have to fasten off. You can keep working. And I'm going to single crochet these 2 ends together. So I have my loop on my hook. I insert my hook through the first 2 stitches, making sure I go through both layers, as you see right here. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And I'm going to continue like that all the way down. As you can see, I made sure that I picked the spot in the yarn ball that matches the color here from the beginning and the end. My scarf happens to start and end, so my skein, I used the whole skein, started and ended with the darker blue. I think they planned it that way on purpose. And I would continue all the way across. By single crocheting the 2 ends together, you get a nice, neat join. You don't have to worry about having different size stitches if you were to sew it together. And I think it goes a lot quicker. It's very secure. This seam will be on the inside because you'll turn the scarf, so this row will be on the wrong side of the project, and it'll be behind your neck, so no one will see it. And since it starts and ends with the same color, it'll be hidden for that reason as well. You can see there's these 2 loops right here on the side, and I'm going to slip stitch to make sure the edge is nice and secure, and then I'm going to cut yarn over and pull through. That's how you make a knot at the end. And then I'll turn it over like this, and see, you barely can see the join there. And I'll weave those ends in. This length enables you to wrap it around your neck twice. That's the traditional infinity scarf, but of course you could make it longer and not sew the ends together, so it's just one long scarf. So I hope you enjoyed making this repeat and relax infinity scarf. I think once you get the hang of the stitches and you work with this beautifully soft and pretty yarn, it goes by fast and helps you relax. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure to watch the next video.